So it should be red, but it's time to. Go ahead.
Okay, I call this meeting of the Special Education Advisory Committee members to action. We will now have a roll call by Dr. Fagenbush.
Dr. Como,
Present.
Walida August, Adriana Bardo, Jennifer Collins Lancelin, Nakima Jack, Karen Jameson,
Present.
Avery Price, Dr. Julie Price. We do not have a quorum, so we can still have our discussions, but we will not be able to vote on any items.
All right, guys, so we are going to move on to new business. Our first point is going to be our mission and purpose of our team. So basically, what we do, we have a team that is represented of teachers, principals, Miss McClarity, as well as parents and students with special needs as well. They represent our team, and we are here to meet the needs of our students. So if there is any concerns from parents, then that is something that we want them to reach out to us to see if we can address those issues. And we also want to make them aware of any kind of services that the community may have or any services that we provide. So we meet 3 to 4 times a year, and we come up with different things. So sometimes we have community members that come and speak to us about services that they offer and they provide. Sometimes we actually have students themselves who present information, like our gifted and talented students last year presented. We have presentations from Office of Special Education. So basically, we just want to meet the needs of our students. So that is our sole purpose, and we just want the parents to let us know if there's any concerns. So that is our purpose of this committee. All right, we're going to move on to number 2. We do have a recent opening due to someone moving. We have an opening on our board, so we are going to take the normal protocol so that we can replace that person on our team. It is the SPED teacher position that is open, so it's going to be replaced by another SPED teacher. There is a protocol that we follow, and that person will be replaced as soon as possible.
Yes, we had a vacancy as of the 5th, so there was no time to follow the protocol, so we will do that afterwards.
All right. Action number 3. At this time, we're going to present elementary resource teachers. The first teacher that I am going to call up is going to be Miss Adrienne Miner from LaGrange Elementary. Miss Adrienne, you can come to the podium. Okay, so tonight we're going to present 3 special education teachers from the elementary division, and our hopes is that the next time we meet, we'll do junior high and then on to high school. 2 of the teachers that we are presenting are both from LaGrange Elementary, so I do have a few words before I let Miss Miner speak. I have a few words from Miss Heidi Mouton, which is the principal at LaGrange Elementary. She says that Miss Adrienne and Miss Amanda have been successful growing their students with the belief that every child can learn. This growth is not always measured in numbers, but in the confidence and joy that they instill in their students. These teachers understand what it means to meet the students where they are and work continuously to achieve great things, whether big or small. Every win is celebrated, and every day is a new opportunity. Heidi has witnessed both of these ladies go above and beyond for their students. The relationships they have built is one of the most special things that she gets to observe daily as their leader. They are strong communicators, which is another factor in their success. Thank you for being advocates for your students and shining examples of what it means to teach with heart. So these ladies have all shown a lot of success in their classrooms, and they work really hard to meet the needs of their students. So Ms. Miner, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Thank you. I'm a 4th and 5th grade resource teacher, and I also have self-contained. I have 24 children on my caseload. I do a lot of inclusion with my children because it is very important that they get the content knowledge that they need within their classroom. I do have high expectations for my children because I do believe every child can learn. They may learn different, but every child can learn. And as Ms. Mouton stated, it's the little things that I'll celebrate. And I don't mind. I'll go above and beyond for them. If it's rewards that I have to have for them to work, I will make sure I have the rewards to do. But they're also encouraged. And I do have 2 paras who work very close with me. We discuss where we see the children are having problems in the classroom, and we'll come back and we'll try to gather a plan to figure out how can we adjust and meet them where they are in the classroom so that they can see the success.
Thank you so much for being an example of what we want in a special education teacher. Heidi expressed a lot of positive things, as well as Miss Carmen Lagarde. At this time, I will let Miss Derwan come and give a little bit of information about her.
My name is Amanda Derwant. I'm the 2nd and 3rd grade resource and self-contained teacher at LaGrange. I have been teaching special ed for 18 years. I do small group pullouts as well as inclusion classroom work. My kids work very hard in class. I meet them where they're at, and we celebrate every little bit of growth. They are rewarded constantly, and they know they can come to me with any problem, and I will help them. And I also have two paras that work with me, and it's very much a team effort, as well as the regular education teachers knowing where the kids are and where we need to get them. And that's it.
Thank you so much, Miss Amanda. And last, we have Miss Ashley Perkle from Hattie Watts Elementary. So I'm going to call her up to the podium. Ashley is one of my teachers. She started with me. I've been there for 5 years. She started teaching third grade for me. She was a great asset in third grade, and then she came to me and she said, I want to get my certification in special education. So she did just that, and she is a rock star with her students. She knows more about her students than she probably should know because they trust her so much that they absolutely love her. She also never says no. She never complains about anything. And if she does have something that she's frustrated about, it's something that really is like, okay, we're going to work on this and get it fixed. This is her third year in this position, and she showed a lot of growth from last year to this year, and we are super proud of her. I'll let her say like a few more things about her classroom.
Hi, I'm Ashley Perkle. I've been in education for 10 years. The last 3, as Dr. Como said, have been in the resource setting. I do inclusion in the classrooms as much as I can, but I also do small group pullouts. My small groups I use to meet them where they are, and of course inclusion to work with my kids on their grade level content. I think my biggest thing is keeping good relationships with my teachers. We are constantly having that open dialogue on what our kids need in order to be successful. I really couldn't do it without them or Dr. Como. Anything I ask, she'll do for me, no matter what it is, and really just leaning into those teachers and what they feel like our students need. Also have a great para. Couldn't do it without her. I have 21 kids on my caseload, so sometimes we have 2 groups going in the same classroom, whether I'm doing reading and she's doing math, or we're alternating, so I couldn't do it without Miss Miriam McCoy.
So something that Ms. Perkle said to me when she first started her first year, she started going into classrooms more to work with her kids. She did more inclusion, and she goes, man, I thought I was good, but then I saw these teachers and they're really good, and I'm learning from them. So she took a lot. She works really well with her team of teachers, and she puts 100% effort into everything she does for her students each day. So super proud of all 3 of you ladies, because it is really a hard job, but a very rewarding job. And we are super proud of the accomplishments that you've made this year, and it is much appreciated for the dedication that you show to our students. So right now, I know this is not much. This is just a little certificate of appreciation, but I want to get you guys this picture. So I'm going to come hand this to y'all, and then I'm going to snap a picture, and then we'll move on, okay?
Before we do that, can I ask some questions for the audience so that way we can explain some of the words that you used today? If you ladies don't mind, and y'all could just step up and answer. Inclusion is a word that all 3 of you use. Does someone mind getting up to the microphone and discussing what that looks like?
I'll take one for the team. So when we talk about inclusion, we are going into the regular education classroom to assist with our students. So sometimes that's working with them one-on-one on an assignment. Sometimes if I have 3 or 4 in a class, I'll take them to the back table, and we'll have kind of a co-teaching going on where the teacher's teaching whole group and I'm teaching in a smaller group, maybe at the back table, assisting my kids a little bit more, giving them a little more help.
And then also small groups. Ms. Miner, do you want to kind of explain small groups?
Small groups is when the children actually comes into our classroom, into the SPED classroom, where we'll work on their goals for their IEP objectives. And sometimes in small group with me, if my children are really struggling in the classroom, we'll work on whatever it is at the moment that they're struggling with inside their classroom.
And then we mentioned our paraprofessionals, who are such a critical part. Would someone like to speak to how they assist with the work?
Paraprofessionals help a lot. In my classroom, both of my paras have a group. One works primarily with the self-contained, and one helps me with the resource because the groups are too big to have just one group. While I'm teaching ELA, she may be doing a math small group working on foundational skills, or vice versa. She may be working on phonics while I'm teaching math. They do anything and everything we ask of them.
And like Dr. Como said, we couldn't do it without you and the ones you represent in the classrooms and our paraprofessionals and the work that they do on a daily basis. And we are extremely proud of you and we thank you. Thank you for coming and representing all of our elementary resource and self-contained teachers. Thank you so much.
All right, guys, at this time, we're going to move on to item number 4. We're going to receive updates regarding cameras in the special education classrooms from Dr. Fagenbush.
So in St. Mary Parish, we do have a committee called the Policy Committee that reviews policies for all policies that go through our system. Right now, we are transitioning from one policy group called CAPS to Simply. Basically, policies are policies. It's just a different format in which we are going to be presenting them. At our last policy committee, we considered an update for cameras in the special education classrooms, policy IDDFC. We put it before the policy committee because we knew that this is a policy that is coming up and needs to be reviewed. However, because we are still working to make sure that we have all the pieces of that policy accurate before we fully implement it, they tabled it just for 1 month. So that way we could come back to the policy committee once again. The difference right now is, for the most part, when we have cameras in our special education classrooms, which we did discuss last year, what that looks like and what those procedures are. In the past, the main piece of this that has changed is for us to have cameras in the special education classroom setting that has at least 50% of the instructional day for students who are self-contained. They had to be requested by a parent or a legal guardian. And now with new revised statutes, that has changed. So now we must have them in all classrooms with at least 50% self-contained for at least 50% of the instructional day. And so therefore, we have already moved towards that in St. Mary Parish. I'd like to give Ms. Deborah McClarity, our Director of Special Education, some kudos for that because she went ahead as much as we could with the financing that we received, and she made sure that we have cameras in those settings at this time. We are reviewing our current settings to see if there are any more additional classes which we need, and then from there we'll make sure that those are in place in timely manner by the time we have to have this completed. So that is as far as requesting the videos, that is the same. If there's a concern, a parent can request. We review those videos. They stay confidential. All of that information remains exactly the same. And again, we will be in compliance. Right now, we believe there's about 4 classrooms that we still need to adjust simply because maybe a teacher moved classrooms during the summer or some others. We have more students than we thought that might have been in a particular setting, but we are very near to be in full compliance already.
All right, moving on to item 5, we will receive updates regarding our Special Olympics bowling by Miss Almitra Stansberry.
Good afternoon. The St. Mary Parish School Board's Special Olympics bowling will be held on Thursday, November 6th and Friday, November 7th. This year, we are splitting it up into middle and high school on the 6th and elementary on November the 7th. It will be held at Steelwood Lanes in Morgan City, and it will begin at 10 o'clock a.m. So we're looking forward to this for our students to go out and enjoy themselves and the community as well. Thank you. Any questions?
You want to explain a little bit about why it was split up?
I'm not really sure about the rationale, but I know previously it was a lot of people in one place at one time when you had elementary through high school. So I
Yes.
think this is going to be much better for the students to have a little room to do what they need to do. Yes. Yes. But if anyone has any questions, any more questions about the Special Olympics bowling, please contact Mr. Steve Harris. Okay. Thank you. 10 o'clock a.m. Yes, ma'am. You're welcome.
So this is an event that we've done for a few years now, and the students absolutely love this. I did speak to Miss McClarity last week, and she just said they're splitting it up because elementary and junior high and high school all together is just a lot. So we think that the kids will enjoy it even more because there won't be as many people at one time at the bowling alley. But this event is a happening event. People absolutely love this. So thank you, Miss Stansberry. All right, we're going to move on to number 6, which is our last item on our agenda. And if there are any comments from any committee members or attendees at this time. All right, so if there are no comments at this time, I am going to close this meeting of the Special Education Advisory Committee.